I'm Tim Reese, Executive Director of the California-Nevada Community Action Partnership State Association. The stories you're about to see are about real people on Main Street America and how their lives are being changed by community action. I urge you to contact your local community action agency. Make a difference in the lives of your family, friends, and neighbors.
You will always find our energy weatherization program, our traditional community action early care and education division, but we're always trying to be taking some risks, jumping into some programs that are innovative. And I bring up two right now, our POPS research study program on fatherhood, and also our Liberty Tattoo Removal Program, just as two examples. And whether that's teenagers, whether it's low-income mothers, whether it's folks who maybe because they do have some tattoos, they want to move towards self-sufficiency. Nothing we do has been done by some of us just sitting around a table and saying, we need to go for that $100,000. Right. It's to meet real needs that exist in our community and reflect back to the community and advocate for those programs. So we must be linked with the private business community, volunteers. What could we do without volunteers in every program? The faith community, our students and faculty at our community college and Cal Poly, our state university. All of the sectors of the community are responsible to help alleviate poverty. Not just, it's our mission, Community Action Partnership, but we cannot do that by ourselves.
I first became involved with what was then EOC, Economic Opportunity Commission, now CAPSLO, in 1991. I was looking to be involved in the community when I came to San Luis Obispo County, and I was referred to the EOC by a fellow banker who said that I think this is an organization that you would like to be involved in. I met Biz and got to know the organization a little bit better, and really, found that the services were something that was right up my alley. So, and it's not just the fundamental social services side, but economic development as well, job creation, working together with other organizations and making sure that we're creating basic jobs for a wage earner to live independently, have access to child care, and have a decent living arrangement, whether it be in a rental housing or in owner housing. And CAPSLO has been a partner in the economic development side, the housing side, and of course all of the social service side that we know so very well.
We offer a variety of services related to energy conservation, weatherization, and home repairs. With the Recovery Act funds, we've already been able to create 5 new jobs for people who had been previously laid off as carpenters or in the construction industry. So we're very pleased to be able to provide good professional employment in the construction sector, in the green job sector for those people. We offer free weatherization services, which is a long list of measures that we install in a house to make the house more energy efficient, to help make the house more comfortable, and also to resolve any safety issues that you might have with your gas appliances, with your furnace, your water heater, or your gas cooking appliances. Our targeted population is a lower income population in our county, and actually we work in 3 different counties, San Luis Obispo County, Monterey County, and northern Santa Barbara County.
Oh, you have a pretty wide area to serve. Now let's watch a video clip about a senior who's received services from Community Action.
I've been with CAP for 11 years, and today we're building a wheelchair ramp at a mobile home. The ramp is engineered to ADA standards to allow for flexible use and use by an individual who functions on their own.
Okay, Eleanor, tell us what it's like not having a ramp.
It's terrible. And It's hard to come in and go out. It'd be perfect for people like me, you know, and to have something like this to help them.
I've been very fortunate over the years to have so many success stories and to be part of changing so many lives. Each child, as they enter, they're given they have a physical and a lead testing. We have each child, we set them up with a medical home if they don't have a medical home already. Our dental program, we just, for instance, we just had a dental van last week, go out to all of our centers, and every child got a dental examination. And last year, 100% of our children got the follow-up treatment that they needed. We have a disabilities program, and actually 10% of our children minimum have disabilities.
Really?
And then we have, of course, there's many special needs. We often have children who are referred to us from the court system or foster home, and we help foster parents prepare, and it's just an extra support.
Now, how did you begin your Head Start journey?
Well, when I was a teen parent, I got pregnant, and the first thing that came to my mind was Head Start, because that's where, you know, I went, and since I had a good experience, I didn't think about it. You know, I put my child in there, and I knew he was going to be good.
Because I understand you're involved with Head Start now.
Yes, I am. Well, after he did the program, I like the program, how it works, so I got involved. After I graduated, you know, from high school, when I finished my education, I decided that I was going to go in that field because, you know, I love it. I love working with kids.
And what job did you have then?
First, I started as an assistant, then I moved up to a teacher.
I understand that the Recovery Act has touched your life. What has happened now where the Recovery Act has helped you?
Well, they give us the opportunity to finish, you know, my education and getting my bachelor's,
So you're a teacher in Head Start, you've met those qualifications, and you're moving on to your bachelor's degree?
Yes.
What school are you enrolled in?
In La Verne University.
Actually, the Migrant Seasonal Head Start program has actually been around for about 39 years. A lot of people are familiar with the regular Head Start program that's been around for about 44 years. And really the history of the Migrant Seasonal Head Start started because when the migrant families would come into the areas, there basically would not be any room in the facilities because of their migration would come in maybe in the spring. By that time, the centers were fully enrolled.
So children of migrant seasonal farm worker families were not getting that preschool education preparedness that they really needed.
That's correct. To qualify for our program, both parents have to be working.
Oh, both parents are working and employed.
Right, and because of that, that's what it creates some unique situations in where, because they're agricultural workers, many of the families go to work like 4 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning. So that means that we have to start picking up our children at 4:30 in the morning. So they sometimes have between 10, 12 hours a day in our centers.
My parents migrated from El Salvador in 1985. I was 4 years old. At the time, it was 5 of us in the family: mom, my dad, and my 2 brothers and me. Right. My parents they came to this to United States looking for better opportunity.
Sure.
They started working in the fields, picking grapes and then the watermelon. Not knowing where to turn is whenever we found a program like this, it's a Migrant Season Head Start program. And I can remember that we had long days. The bus used to pick me up somewhere around 4:30 in the morning.
Oh my.
Yes, long day. And we would, in the morning, we would get there, we would sleep, we would eat burritos, eggs. It was a nice environment for somebody that was like for me, that wasn't used to something like that. Now, my role has changed. I'm a center director for.
You're a center director where?
For Buena Vista in Lamont. I'm working on my master's right now.
Your master's degree?
Correct.
Wow. I'm very, very impressed with your tenacity to work and achieve those goals in your life.
Thank you.
What is POPS?
POPS stands for Positive Opportunities for Parenting Success, and it is a research study that we are doing with UC Berkeley, Yale, and Smith. It's conducted over 9 years. We're one of 5 counties participating in California. My 2 guests are our licensed therapists that conduct our counseling sessions with the mothers and fathers that we work with. Bill Schmidt is a licensed marriage family therapist, and
Welcome,
Laura
Bill.
Ortiz.
Hi, Laura. Welcome.
Thank you. Well, the results have been a really exciting part of the project, and what we found so far is that dads and moms who've participated in our program have shown signs of decreased stress, decreased anxiety. Dads have been more involved in their children's lives, both physically and emotionally, just more connected and more engaged. And one of the most exciting things we found is that the couple satisfaction has really maintained, and typically with parents of young children, couple satisfaction tends to decrease over time, and what we've been able to do is really maintain that level of satisfaction and really help couples.
The family experiences a bonding relationship with the 2 therapists, but they're also assigned a case manager who serves as a family advocate for them and connects them with resources that they may need beyond the services we provide them. And we establish relationships that last 18 months or longer with the families that we're serving.
The boys in the family, they're watching their dad, and they're watching their dad, how he's treating mom. And he set an example how men are supposed to treat women. And that can be a good example or a bad example. And so we make that conscious for the dad that your son is watching you, treating how you treat his mom. So we want to set a good example. Our family came through the program about 3 years ago in 2006. At the time, they were really stressed. So there was a real connection with them and how they were parenting. And what we do, we work on the couple's relationship, helping them to reduce their stress and kind of normalize what they're going through. And that filters down to their children. So less stress for the parents means less stress for the children.
Well, let's watch that video clip right now.
What drew me to the program is we just had some life changes going on. We just moved back in from out of state after an injury that he had that ended up being career-ending for him. And so we were having a transition and trying to find our paths, and I wasn't ready to go back to work yet because I had 3 young children. And we moved back and we had a new child, so we had a 3rd one and 3 children that were 5 and under. Yeah. And it was like a lot of transitions, it was a lot of stress. And, we were still pretty much holding strong as a couple, but we felt it was affecting our parenting style. And I thought, hey, we just need an outlet, someone we could talk to.
What would you guys say is the most important thing you learned in the POPS program going through the project?
For me, it was the communication, not only with Sharon, because we've been pretty good about communicating through our relationship, but with the children, having, not just talking to them as kids, but as they grew older and they learned to, reason a little bit better, to actually sit down and talk with them as a person, not just as a child, and just get their feelings, more or less.
In my 12 years experience, I've seen a trend and change and a shift. Unfortunately, we're seeing more children and more families. We're seeing probably double what we were when I first started. We're always trying to dispel the myth because it is families, it's elderly, it's people with disabilities mentally and physically. We had a family recently who was displaced because of a house fire. They were uninsured and they didn't have any resources, no safety net, and they ended up in our services. And we provided wraparound services. We have the night shelter, we serve dinner and breakfast. We work along with Interfaith Coalition for the Homeless. They've been involved with us for 20 plus years. And they help us with our overflow program where we house our families every night. And we also have our day center services.
How many people are you touching daily through your homeless programs?
Saw upwards of 147 last couple weeks.
Oh, 147 a day.
Yes.
And
plus the families and individuals who are maybe not living in the shelter or going to the day center anymore because they got our services, but are still in our case management approach countywide.
And what would a case manager do to help a homeless individual or family?
Tie them into any resources that they may not have even known they were available for. Get their children child care, get them emergency food stamps, get them onto the housing lists, get them therapy or drug or alcohol treatment, or help them back into school, or help them back into the workforce. We really want to provide self-sufficiency.
How can they access your services?
They just show up on our doorstep.
Just show up.
Just show
and
up.
you're there to help them.
I think our networking throughout our county with our 211, a lot of counties in the country have 211 and hotline.
Right.
We hear of calls, because Sean used to get them, she told me today.
Right.
Between 1 and 3 in the morning, a family destitute calls hotline, and then they called Sean, right? So we are there, but we're only there because of the knowledge and the education that we've been able to provide working in concert with our partners. So the Recovery Act is funding the day center position at the Prado Day Center, which she started, I think, September 1st. So the recovery dollars is helping our homeless population right out of the gate. One of the first positions funded was Sean's position. Many cities and counties across the country are. Everyone's heard of the 10-year plan to end chronic homelessness.
Right.
We have our own plan, but it's called a path to home. And
Right.
sometimes people can move down the path a little sooner than others. Our vets from Vietnam as well as Iraq right now, we work very closely with the Veterans Office, and there are recovery funds that are helping the veterans. I think that we're very conscientious at not duplicating service with our partners. So this is leading, now that we have this plan, it's been blessed by all 7 cities and our county. It's a miracle. I'm honored to introduce Richard. Richard's going to share a lot of experience he's had and give you just a little bit of information about the Liberty Tattoo Removal Program.
Let me see, growing up, I grew up in a rough neighborhood. I never really felt a part of anything. So I also didn't have a father figure. So the gang members that were in my neighborhood were the people that I looked up to. And when I looked up to them, I seen that they had the tattoo work and just the lifestyle that they were living, like on the edge. But I do regret them.
Richard, what has Liberty Tattoo Removal Program meant to you?
Well, actually, it's giving me confidence back. It's helping me feel good about myself. I know that I'm doing something positive in my life. I'm trying to change my ways. My kids also see me as a role model in their life, and you know, they see me removing my tattoo, so they know that it's something that they shouldn't do when they grow older, you know. And it just, you know, it helps me feel good to know that I'm trying to make changes, because it's taken me a lot of years to finally come up with the conclusion that, hey, I need to change my life, you know. They give me the opportunity to give back to the community, because I have to do community service in order to get a session done, and that's something I enjoy.
So giving back is a requirement of participating.
Exactly.
What does giving back mean for you in the program?
It means a lot to me, because the place that I do some of my hours is, one of them is the Good Samaritan shelter. And I've been homeless before, so I've walked that path and I know how it is. So it feels good to give back to those type of individuals that are in the struggle as I once was. Also, the Boys and Girls Club is another one. I like working with the youth, because they know that I'm there doing hours to change my life, because I'm trying to remove these tattoos. So if they could see me trying to remove them, then they know that, hey, you know, that's probably not the right thing to do, you know. If they might have thought about, like, tattoos are cool, or maybe this is something I should do.
The hospital, they have these dermatologists that you have to wear goggles every time you're getting, yes. And so our 2 dermatologists donate their time, because they're committed to Richard and his friends, you know, other friends in this program. Community action in San Luis Obispo County is helping people and changing lives, one person at a time, one family at a time, one community at a time.